prison offer, you waited for your father that he will go out.
Yes.
So you know the atmosphere when the terrorist coming back. What it's going to do to the streets? It's going to push all the terror again. You said to execute them.
Most people in this room, if not everybody, we believe in humanity, we believe in life. They don't. They believe in the afterlife. This is where they believe. Their fear is not of death. Their fear is of life. They're afraid of life. And that's the greater fear. And this is why they seek death. It's not a privilege. And I don't respect such death cult. And if you want to die, go die alone. But to choose to kill many innocent people who choose to live, this is not up to you. And this is the crime of Hamas, and this is the crime of Islamists and jihadists.
You're supposed to be one of them. You was in their schools, in their streets, in their demonstration of Hamas and Nukhba. So Nukhba today, when you saw them, you said, that's what they taught me? That's what they teaching? To slaughter Jewish? That's what they teaching small kids in Gaza and Ramallah?
I have experience with some of the most rigid Hamas mentalities. This is why I hated them even from my childhood. They gave me the indoctrination. Then the outcome was something completely different than what they expected. They give the people indoctrination on one hand. Then on the other hand, when their violence take place, they start crying and say, genocide, genocide.
Would Mus'ab, the young boy, thought exactly like you think today? Or, you saw the truth then, or it was changing during the years?
First of all, I was a devout Muslim. And I believed in Hamas ideology. I grew up in Hamas household. My indoctrination is not just as the average Hamas member. I was indoctrinated to become the next Hamas leader, as a leader, not as a soldier. And this is why it was very shocking and still very embarrassing to my father and all the Hamas elite, even the Palestinian society elite. Like, how can this be? Somebody from the household of a leadership who went to a Sharia school, who studied the Quran, who was well educated, who studied history, who saw the pain of the first intifada, of the second intifada, to just betray his own father, betray his own people. I am not ashamed of saving human lives. And I'm not ashamed for disagreeing with what so-called Palestinian people madness. Even millions. And let be an army of one. Sooner or later, they're going to come to the same realization that their violence is a dead end and it's not going to pay off. I was not born this way. I was not born this way, and I'm not extraordinary. I just had the courage to say, I'm living among idiots. And this is the reality of Gaza. For how long we're going to go into this madness? Israel is going nowhere. And they're only capable of destroying themselves, not the destruction of Israel. They cannot destroy a nation that is resilient to time, that was established before history. They cannot do this. But the funny thing, they don't have any legitimacy. I grew up thinking that there was a Palestine that had been occupied by Israel. I look into it, and Palestine is nothing but a colonial entity created by the Brits. It was never a country, and Palestinian is not an ethnicity. It's not a religion, it's not a race. So basically, anybody who claims to be a Palestinian, they don't have even any type of legitimacy. Come on, let's put the files on the table. What gives you legitimacy? You are nobody. You are nothing. You are not even a people. You don't qualify for anything. You don't even qualify as a human society. You cannot be trusted. What so-called Palestinians cannot be trusted to be close to children the way I don't trust a pedophile to be close to the children.
I want to ask you, you said you're not afraid to die for this goal. They try to kill you?
Well, they can try.
No, but you are murtad. You guy that you left the Islam, and you due to the Quran you're supposed to be dead.
Who told you that?
I met your father.
You asked him?
Yeah, I met your father in a prison in Sijin Ofer in 2010.
Inside the prison?
He said, if I will see my son, I will kill him.
With his own hands?
Yeah.
I dared him, if he had a gun in his hand, pointing at me, to pull the trigger. And I will give him the freedom. I'll give him the freedom. There are witnesses in this room who know how much I hard worked to protect him from his madness. It was my responsibility towards my father.
At 8th of October, if you were the Prime Minister, what would you do in Gaza for the next year to bring the victory? What you would do?
The first command I said, evacuate the civilians, even though I don't believe many civilians are there. And I think the vast majority, if not everybody, is complicit in this crime. If it wasn't for the hostages, and if I had the power, today, not October 8th, I lie to you. Today, I wipe Gaza off the map. One shot, one instant, quickly, before even the world even realized what happened. That fast.
That brings us to Trump vision. He wants now to take them out to Jordan, to Egypt, and the Jordanian and the Egyptians said, no, we don't want them. Nobody wants the Gazian people, but everybody support them. So what do you think about it?
If you really want to do this, then send the U.S. Army, remove the border. You don't have to call the Sisi. And ask all the Gazans to go into Sinai, 100 miles into the desert. And if it was up to me, beyond the Suez Canal. Until Sisi, take it, leave it, whatever, it's not going to make a difference. And if you open your mouth, the high dam, one missile, 80 million people will be floating in the Mediterranean Sea. Why from the beginning? Why from the beginning the U.S. president needed the permission of Egypt to open the damn border and evacuate the most vulnerable civilians out of the harm's way? So to take the most powerful card from Hamas' hands. So we must go all the way to the end. Those who say that the war is over, and I tell you, I'm on my own and I speak on my own authority. My gut feeling that the war is far from over. Even though many talk about that the war is over, I don't think so. This is a long war. Even if it's going to be a truce, a small truce, it's going to be a preparation for the next war, and the next war is going to be much uglier. So I suggest that we go all the way to the end in order to guarantee 100 years of peace in the entire region. And Israel is capable of doing it. And if we do it, the United States, the rest of the world will respect Israel for eternity. But if we fail and we start to compromise here and there, it is going to be much dangerous for the Israeli security. My humble opinion.
Do you really think that ever we can solve this problem between Israel and Palestinians?
As long as you call them Palestinians, the problem is not going to be solved. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it.